A Servant of God. Selected Writings of Fulton J. Sheen, Volume 1. Preface to Religion. The Life of Christ, the Priest is not his own. Written by Reverend Fulton J. Sheen, D.D. Narrated by Larry Peterson. Forward. The selected works in this volume seek to educate both the new follower of Christ and the lifelong devotee on their place in the world and their responsibilities to God and their fellow human beings. Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen, born 1895, died 1979, was a Catholic priest, writer, and presenter of several radio and television programs throughout the mid-20th century. This highly educated man of faith held 2 bachelor's degrees, a master's degree, a Ph.D. in philosophy, and a Doctor of Sacred Theology, with such a thorough background in faith and philosophy. Archbishop Sheen was uniquely qualified to be an educator both in universities and to the general public. To this end, he spent many years teaching at the Catholic University of America. He also shared what he'd learned with millions of Americans through his radio program, The Catholic Hour, and later through the popular television program, Life is Worth Living. He also wrote prolifically, sharing many books and articles with the world. 3 of those books are included in this volume. Preface to Religion could be considered an introductory work, intended to guide those on the periphery of religion closer to God. The Life of Christ explores the life, temptations, passion, death, and resurrection of Christ. The founder of the Catholic Church, and the priest is not his own, is a unique work for the priest or seminary student to help them be a better shepherd and closer adherent to the example set by Jesus Christ. While Preface and Priest were written for different audiences, when taken together with the life of Christ, they illustrate the depth of a life of faith, from the exploration of human nature and the causes of discontent, to the responsibilities of the priest who has devoted his life to the Church. These 3 books help to illustrate the challenges of life as both a new convert and as a firm believer. Preface to Religion is a work of both theology and philosophy, beginning with the reasons for man's discontent. Archbishop Sheen proves to the reader that their unhappiness and lack of fulfillment is not because of what they have in life, for no material possession, no relationship, no achievement can ever give them satisfaction they desire. The instinct to reach for something greater proves that there is more, for, as Archbishop Sheen writes, "Would there be in you a craving for unending life, perfect truth, and ecstatic love, unless perfect life and truth and love existed?" The work continues to explore the nature of God, the self, religion, judgment, and the afterlife. It discusses the role of the Catholic Church in the context of the greater world on both the micro and macro level. The Life of Christ is one of Archbishop Sheen's best-loved works. Without a thorough understanding of Christ's life, his birth, actions on earth, trials and tribulations, and ultimate sacrifice, one cannot hope to emulate his example and be a true child of God. The Priest is not his own is written for the educated theologian, who is well acquainted with Scripture and the life and death of Christ. But it is unique in its call to priests to emulate Christ, not only his preaching and counseling, but his victimhood. As well as through a spirit of sacrifice in word and deed, the priest becomes closer to Christ and is better able to lead his flock. The work also includes guidance to help the priest better communicate with and instruct his followers. Chapter 1. Are you happy? If you saw hordes of peoples trampling the fields, with axes in their hands and pans strapped to their shoulders, you would conclude that those people had not found all the gold they wanted. If you saw armies of nurses and doctors riding ambulances or carrying cots, you would conclude that health had not been found. When you see people crowding into theaters, charging cocktail bars, seeking new thrills in a spirit of restlessness, you would conclude that they have not yet found pleasure. Otherwise, they would not be looking for it. The very fact that you can conceive of greater happiness than you possess now is a proof that you are not happy. If you were perfect, you would be happy.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?